What's up, everybody? It's Dakota here, and I'm back with my first arm day in my 4-on, 1-off split. And as you can see, I like to start off my arm day with both seated dumbbell extensions and easy bar curls. These are the two heavier, exercises for arm day, although I really like to keep my arm workouts at really high volume. So as you can see, I'm getting a nice stretch at the bottom, really making that tricep get that full range of motion, and a big contraction at the top with a slight pause to really make sure that I'm squeezing that long head of the tricep. And as many of you may know, the long head is the massier part of the tricep, so I really try to beat the crap out of it on my arm days to bring up my arm size. In this clip, I'm doing easy bar curls. And one thing that I can blatantly see that I need to work on is I need to get a slightly more full range of motion at the bottom. You should be able to see your triceps slightly contract at the bottom of the movement to make sure that you're getting that full range of motion, and I'm not quite getting there. So that's something I need to work on. I also like to keep my chest up, as you can see, and my shoulders rolled back. Especially in this clip, you can see that my shoulders are completely rolled back and my chest is up high. Another little tip is to make sure that your elbows don't drop too far back at the bottom of the range of motion, because that means that both your traps and delts are, controlling the weight rather than your arms. So my second superset is flat dumbbell skull crushers, supersetted with seated dumbbell hammer curls. And I like to do the hammer curls at the same time, but I'll get to that in a moment. So as you can see in this clip, I twist the dumbbells at the top of the movement to make sure to get a really big, contraction in my triceps at the top of the range of motion. And also, I bring my elbows slightly back so they're not quite perpendicular with the floor to make sure that the weight is staying in my triceps and not being transferred either to my shoulder or elbow joints. And as you can see, I have my chest exaggeratedly high, I have my shoulders rolled back, and I'm keeping, proper form and posture while making sure to do these. And I'm trying to put all of that weight right in my triceps. And this isn't a heavy lift. As you can see, I'm using like 25 or 30 pound dumbbells, and I'm making sure to get that big contraction at the top. Which leads us into our next exercise, which is seated same time hammer curls. I really like to do these slow, It's one of my slower movements. And again, you can see that I need to get a slightly larger range of motion at the bottom. My triceps should be contracting, but my chest is up, my shoulders are rolled back, and my thumbs are not, wrapped around it in that sense. My thumb is following the same pattern as the rest of my fingers. And I feel that this helps me really contract my brachioradialis, which is that big meaty part of your forearm that you can see right there. And it also runs up in between your bicep and tricep. And I feel that the best way to hit that muscle is to make sure you don't wrap your thumbs when doing your hammer variations. So that leads us into our third superset, which is one-arm preacher curls supersetted with reverse pec deck flies. And as you can see, I do my one-arm preacher curls slightly heavier with a slow, I make it a slow movement, and I really try to focus on that contraction and stretch. But at the same time, what I do is I roll my shoulders away like that, and it makes me have a larger stretch in my bicep because your bicep actually runs up into your pec. So when you turn your shoulders away, that helps you get the biggest stretch possible. And I superset those with reverse pec deck flies. So the rep range for both of these is I do 5 sets of each, and it's 10 reps per arm on the preacher curls and 12 reps on the reverse pec flies. And I do this because I like to do the reverse pec flies in a manner of, a full range of motion, but I really like to pump up both the back delt and the inner trap. And I keep my chest up and my shoulders up while my shoulders rolled back. And this is really one of my favorite movements for back delts besides reverse pec flies, or reverse cable flies, which you're about to see in a moment. So my fourth superset and my last superset is cable pushdowns with a rope. And I really like the rope because it helps me, focus more on the movement and less on the weight, whereas with a bar, you start to put both your chest and shoulders into it. But with the rope, I push my elbows slightly forward so they're not, perpendicular with the floor, and get that full contraction at the bottom. And my last exercise in the fourth superset is reverse cable flies. And this is absolutely, without a doubt, my favorite exercise for back delts. Absolutely love it. Keep your chest up, your shoulders rolled back, and you'll feel like none other. I hope you all enjoyed, and feel free to leave any questions below.
You know I want it, I need it, don't doubt it, I can't live without it. This is everything I've dreamed of, it's everything I've ever wanted. But is it really truly in my plans? Or did God mix up my blueprints?